everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I will be showing you how I created this look here. It's just a fun and different purple halo eye. If you'd like to see how I achieved this look and what products I used, just keep on watching and we will jump right into it. So first off, I'm just going to take my Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in Blonde and carving out my brows, working through my natural shape and then filling in the rest of the brow. I like to keep as I've said before, the front of my brow nice and light and faded, so I just push that product upwards rather than creating a harsh line. Now just taking a spoolie and brushing through my brows, making sure it's all nice and evenly spread. Next, we're going to move on to my favourite step with the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer in Chantilly, just on a flat definer brush, carving out my brows, getting that nice precise shape and making them nice and sharp. You can never go past a nice sharp brow. Next, I'm just going to prime my eyelids with that same concealer, placing that all over and blending that out with my beauty blender to make sure it's all nice and blended. Next, just taking the Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder in light beige and just setting the rest of my eyelids with a small fluffy brush so that when we go to put the shadow on, it blends nice and seamlessly. Next, taking my Ciate palette with the shade Jett. This is just a light purpley shade. On a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to be working this into my crease as the transition shade. And after this eye, I will do the same to the others, so they're nice and similar. Next, I'm just going to take a darker purple shade, I've forgotten what this colour is called, on that same fluffy brush, just working this into the crease, keeping it a little bit lower than the other colour, and just adding a little bit more definition and difference in colour so our purples will all blend nicely together. Next, I'm just going to take this fluffy brush with no product on it and just work that over the edges to make sure everything's nice and seamless. Next, just taking my Sleek palette and this purple, it is gorgeous, on a flat brush, just working this on the outer corner of my eye and then bringing it up into the crease to create the nice halo shape. Then I'm just going to keep packing on some more of that colour just to bring some more definition and intensity. Then taking a small pencil brush and just working this into my inner corner. This is going to help create that halo shape. You also want to use the pencil brush to flick the colour so it's nice and blended. Now just taking a fluffy brush with no product and blending out all those lines. Next, I'm just going to take this deep purple just on a small pencil brush and work this into the lash line on the outer corner of my eye just to bring some more definition to the look and difference in colour so it's just not all one shade of purple. Now bringing that same deep purple into the inner corner just right near the eye just to add some more definition. Next, I'm going to take this shimmery champagne shade in that same Sleek palette and spray my brush with some Fix Plus, of course, and packing that all over the lid. This looks amazing. It is the best shimmery shade, and this palette is so affordable, and I just love all the bright colours in it. It creates a really fun, funky look. Then just taking that same purple on another flat brush and blending the crease and the edges of the glitter so everything is nice and seamless. We don't want any lines. Now just taking my face halo. I love this product. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on it. And just cleaning up around the edges, getting rid of all that fallout. Next, taking my Mercier Radiance Primer, of course, and just massaging this all into my face, ready for foundation. Next, just taking the Makeup Forever Foundation Ultra HD and packing this all over my face. I couldn't find my concealer brush, so the finger had to do. Putting this all over, and then we will be moving on to, with that same flat definer brush and the concealer, and just carving out the top of my brows, just so everything is nice and sharp and we don't get any foundation into the brow. Now I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender and blend that all in over the ears, down the neck, all nice and blended. Now that is done and we have a nice base, I'm just going to take that same Nars Radiant Concealer and just popping this under the eyes to add a bit of highlight. So this is in the shade Chantilly once again, and what I do is put it in a nice triangle shape, bringing it up the eye to carve out the eyeshadow a little bit and making sure we bring it into the inner corner just to make everything nice and highlighted. Now just taking that same beauty blender and blending that all out. So see how that gives us a really nice shape and highlighted look. This adds to the defining of the face. Now just taking this new product, it's a Tarte loose translucent powder, I think. It was a little bit powdery for me. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I guess it did do the job. I think it might have given under my eyes a bit of a white cast though. That's the only issue. Now just taking my Australis Fresh and Flawless powder all over the rest of my face. Now I'm just going to take that same purple we used in majority of the lid and placing this under the eye with a fluffy brush. This brush wasn't working out too well for me, so I just went in with a more precise brush with that same purple to just blend it out and keep it nice and close, just because with purple, if you do blend it out too far, it can look almost like a black eye. Now just taking that same dark purple shade again on a small pencil brush, I'm just working this into that very outer corner of the eye, just the same as we did on the top, because it just adds that little bit of definition and just makes the eyes appear a lot wider. Now I'm just going to take a brush that has no product on it and blend that all together so we have a nice seamless blend of all the colours. Now just taking my lashes in Model Rock 212 and I'm going to pop these on off camera. That was the most sarcastic thumbs up ever, but they are such gorgeous lashes. Now just taking this Tarte bronzer, I'm not sure which one it is, but I got it in a little holiday pack with my Sephora order and oh my god, it is so good. So I'm just using that on my contouring brush, contouring those cheekbones, making sure they're nice and sharp, working upwards, and then also bronzing up the rest of my face. So around the forehead, on top of the forehead, giving myself that really nice bronzed look. Now I'm just going to take on a small fluffy brush and contour my nose. I love doing this with a small brush. Sometimes it gives my nose a little bit more definition and makes it appear that little bit smaller. I like to run it down the sides of my nose and just on the end, not placing over the little knob bits of your nose or it looks a bit funny. Now just taking this Tarte blush in Concept, just placing this on the apples of my cheeks and working backwards, of course. By doing this technique, it adds to the definition we created to our face with both contouring and highlighting. Now just taking the Mary LouManizer, of course, on this highlighter brush, making those cheeks pop. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. I love it. It is so good. It definitely lives up and it's so affordable too. That's what I love so much. Now just taking some of that on a smaller brush and placing this under the eyebrow. I just keep looking at my under eyes and I feel like that Tarte powder really gave me some flashback. I feel like it's put a little bit of a white cast. Now I'm just going to take my Stila Stay All Day liquid lip in the shade Baci. This is a beautiful purpley nude kind of colour and this formula is so nice and feels so good on the lips. It's not drying and I love it. Now just taking my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and setting the rest of my face so it stays all day. This brings us to the end of the video. I loved creating this purple halo. It was so fun and so different and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in my next video. Bye!